happy would you be if your partner talked to his friends about problems in your relationship, including problems in your sex life? I don't know if you saw it, Frankie Bridge last night, she was seen telling her husband Wayne off when he came out of the jungle. They did that I'm a Celebrity Coming Out show, because he'd been discussing their love life, he said, or lack of it, actually, with his campmates in the jungle, and she was saying, you know, she was sitting watching him with her mother, going,
oh, no.
with your mum. So if you're a bit like Wayne and you don't mind discussing relationship problems openly with your friends, be warned, because research says that women who pour out their problems to their friends are a third more likely to break up with their partner, break up that relationship. Yeah, it was a very interesting one, I thought. So do you discuss things, your love life, with your friends? Do you think it's a good thing to do? Because according to this, they're saying sometimes your friends can meddle and they might make it worse.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's nothing worse than a meddling friend, and then are they really a friend, you know? But for me, I think actually my friends have saved my relationship a couple of times. There's been times that, without a doubt, you know, I've been with Jack 10 years now, and of course we've had our ups and our downs. You know, it's been a really tough 8 years out of the 10, bless him. But through that, all the trial and tribulations, I think my friends, when I feel like I can't get through to him, they've been the ones that have made me see sense, and they've been the ones that have gone, right, now calm down. You know, you really love him. You two are meant to be, together. Stick at it, you know. And sometimes I think nowadays, more than ever, it's quite easy to just chuck in the towel. I think people do it more easily. Everything is more disposable now. But then, you know, on the other side of things, when it comes to relationships, I mean, one of the worst things that ever happened to me was a friend of mine had said to me that she'd heard that her other half had been, you know, mucking around, and had I heard anything? And I had. And I just sort of thought, well, I didn't hear it from somebody that I really relied on, and I didn't see it myself. And if it was to definitely come up again, I would talk to her about it. But she asked me, and I never forget, I had a soft drink in my hand and the ice was like this, because I thought, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't.
There's nothing you can say that's right in that situation.
No, and I was so worried I'd lose the friendship, and I did.
Yeah.
You know,
so she was cross that you knew?
Cross that I knew, but I said, I don't know
said
anything. And I said, basically, what you need to do is go back and talk to your husband.
Yeah.
This is between you and him.
Well, interestingly, that's what this research is kind of saying, saying that what you should be doing is talking to your partner about the problems that you're having in your relationship, and that's actually more likely to save your relationship instead of turning to a friend. Because the fact that you're turning to a friend and you can't talk to your partner is kind of showing you that there might be a problem. But I think it's really healthy. Yeah.
Especially for women to have best friends. I've got a best friend that, you know, has been my best friend since we were about 5, and I would confide in her about anything. And I did many times over the years. And what she did, she managed the best friend thing really well, because she managed to just absorb all the information and calm me down. And instead of pointing out, you know, I always said he was a rotter, she said, which, you know, she could have said several times, she just sort of wasn't judgmental about it. She was just there for me.
It's hard to not be judgmental. I have learned that over the years. So I would have said, you know, in my kind of 20s, maybe even my 30s, I would have said, oh, you know what, he's no good for you, he doesn't treat you properly, you should ditch him. You know, I would have been very vociferous in my opinions. But I've learned over the years, particularly with one friend, when she said they'd split up, and I gave her full barrels about how I've never liked him. None of us have liked him. None of your friends like him. We all think he's an idiot. And then a week later, they were back together.
Well,
So we've all been there, haven't we?
I met a bloke at a party. Everybody said he's awful. You know, they couldn't stand him. The more people of my friends met him, they said he's a nightmare. We don't know what you see in him, and that was like a drug. Of course, I loved him so much for being the one that everybody hated, and
just to be different.
Everybody said he's a nightmare. So I took him on holiday, and the day before the holiday, one friend said to me, I hope you haven't invited that bloke to our holiday house. And sure enough, I had. And at the end of the holiday, I just went off and married him.
You don't do things by halves, do you,
100% of my friends were right about that particular person. But I think this survey is wrong. I really, really do, because I think it's really healthy to discuss a relationship with your friends. And also, you might try to discuss it with your partner, but you know what men are like. You say something to them, and it's like you're on 2 different wave bands. You're talking English, but it's not getting
that's right.
They're on another wave band. You're on medium wave and they're on low.
love, nobody is going to talk you out of it. Yeah. But I do think, I always say to people that, you know, if your best friend doesn't like him and your mum doesn't like him, you really ought to think quite hard, because they love you and they want you to be happy.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber song, like, my mama don't like you and she likes everyone.
If you thought that got heated, wait until you watch these and click here to subscribe. You may as well. It's totally free.